attention, Jules. Okay, so Chery has expanded its lineup because I got a light and the light has just died on me. Okay, well, I'm hoping I'm still light now. Anyway, they've expanded their lineup to include a dual clutch transmission now to this model lineup. And I mean, Chery's been such fantastic value for money, and it's kind of easy to see why. But speaking of value for money, I want to know what you pay for your car insurance. I checked this Chery, I put all the details in, and it came out $598 with an excess of 7,500 Rand. But what I also discovered on the Hippo website, which is very cool, is that you can actually get cover on tires and rims. And I'm going to test that on my next video, because that is a car that you want that on. Let me tell you. You'll see it in the next week's video. Okay. But now, I say value for money. Like the Chery, this is the Tiggo 4 Pro, and obviously everybody is like, you just can't beat the value for money. The only issues really has been the fuel consumption. And oh my gosh, this bottle of water is driving me crazy. So a lot of the Chinese car brands have like the engines have like a very high fuel consumption, which has been a letdown and probably deterred some buyers and some customers. So what Chery did was listen to customers and go, okay, let's try and make that better. And so they've added a DCT. So the CBT, which is in the other models, they're still available. That you were getting like 9 liters per 100 Ks. This, I don't think has made the hugest difference, but I do like that it's going in the right direction. So they claim like 6.7 liters per 100 Ks. I don't think you're going to get that, but that's not unusual. Manufacturers love to spice it up when it comes to their claimed fuel consumption. You're probably going to sit around 8.5 liters per 100 Ks. So it's like a marginal difference, but it's a difference. And I like that Chery's listening, and I like that they're trying to lower their fuel consumption. Also this DCT, I mean, yay, do you know, I like it. Obviously it's mated to the 1.5 litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine that this Chery has. That has got 108 kilowatts of power and 210 Newton meters of torque. What this does now, so it's a very eager engine, right? And it's very eager on the throttle. You're gonna have to learn how to modulate the throttle, because there's ever so slightly like a bit of a delay. Delilah. Hey there, Delilah. No. And I find that, so you put your foot down, okay, and then it bounces, it like jumps forward. So it can make for quite a jerky, jumpy drive around town. There we go. There it is. Okay, it's almost like it kicks off like that much into the throttle. Once you've learned to modulate it, you'll be probably fine. I have almost crashed into things in front of me. It can be a bit disconcerting when you're trying to park and you just want to edge you forward. You're going to jump forward. Okay. But what that also means is that when you're sort of on the highway, once you're going, it's really got that punch. And I love that. The steering is also quite unnerving if you're not used to it. So it's very, very light. So it feels like if you, it's just so, hey, I don't know how else to describe that. Hey. If you turn, it's going to turn you, which I realize now is exactly what a steering wheel does. But do you know what I mean? But once you've sort of like mastered it and you've gotten used to that feeling, it's really nice when you're sort of trying to maneuver into parking spaces and everything, because it just makes it really easy. Like, it is so light. I think back to my city golf days. No power steering. When you used to turn that bloody steering wheel. Not anymore. So the DCT comes on LIT lit model and the elite model. There's some extras that you're getting in here, like it's got this aircon screen down here, which looks quite fancy. I mean, it looks pretty fancy in here. I think that anybody in this sort of budget, which is the biggest, the biggest margin of, like, when people ask me for cars, they're like, I've got between, say, 300,000 and like 450,000, like that's the biggest band, I'd say, of where people are playing in. And this plays in this because You can get a Chery for like 300, I think just under actually. And then it goes up to this, which is like 418,000 Rand for this one. That's interesting because at the moment, as much as I've got this on test, I'm actually also testing it for one of my best friends who's coming home from Portugal and wants a sort of runaround car for while she's here. So it is interesting because, again, such a popular segment, and you've got like really good rivals. The Kia Sonet, fave. You've got Suzuki Grand Vitara, Toyota Urban Cruiser. You've got like Hyundai Venue, Renault Kangoo. No, there's a number of cars that play in this field. In fact, there's so many options. The Chery comes with, a fantastic warranty, which is like 5 years, 150,000. Plus they've got that 10-year, 1 million K engine warranty for like the first and only owner or whatever. It's still amazing. And then it's got a 5-year, 60,000 kilometer service plan. I think what is happening is that it's become increasingly hard to ignore these cars. And if you are ignoring them, you're really out of the loop. Okay, you need to get into the loop because this is where it's at. I got an article the other day, I think I mentioned it in my review last week, that like the percentage of passenger cars sold in South Africa it's jumped up from like 2% in 2019 or something to 9%. In a couple of years' time, they're going to have taken over. And in fact, there's like this thing now that like some other manufacturers, like the sort of like the brands that we know and, the legacy brands, if you will, who are saying like, yeah, they need to come in and start regulating the cars and whatever so that the prices can down. I'm like, no, you change your models. That's what you have to do. Your model, your business model, you have to change. That's what happened when Uber came in. What happened when Airbnb came in. I don't think that Chinese car brands, these cars that are coming in and offering such value for money and huge amounts of features and standard spec and everything and managing to bring it in at such a good price, that's not their problem. That's not our problem. That's the legacy brand's problem. You know what I mean? They must now these cars must, Anyways, that's a discussion for another day. But the point is that these cars are now playing in the segments that they never were before. So much so, and this is how I kind of notice it a lot, is because you have people who love them. I've got someone who bought one when I did my first review. They bought it off my review, thank you very much, and have never been happier. They are like, they will only ever buy this again. It's been 3 years and they're still so happy and they've had no issues. Then you hear someone who's like, no, well, they had it and they had a fender bender and they've now had to wait a long time for the parts and whatever, or this person who didn't like the fuel consumption, whatever. What that means is you've got lovers and haters the same way as all the big fish have as well. And that's great. That's great. Go Chery. So this does come highly recommended and they're on their way to solving the fuel consumption problem. Not solving it, but making it better. Isn't that what you want, right? Okay. Well, I hope I was bright enough without my light, which is disaster. Oh, and I was meant to use my new microphones, guys, but I got them like 2 days ago and I haven't figured them out yet. So I was meant to take it now to my colleague to help me. Anyway, I'll figure it out for the next video.